Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. People who invest into precious metals, silver and gold, are wealthier than anyone else in the world. Wealthier than stock market billionaires, wealthier than people that have millions of dollars in their bank account. Silver and gold are real money. The dollar is deflating. It's lost 98% of its purchasing power and continues to deflate in price because of hyperinflation. So silver and gold are the only real valued currency and has been for 6,000 years since the beginning of man. The dollar, our financial system, fiat currency, is collapsing and it's at rates that people cannot even comprehend or wrap their brain around. So real money is something with intrinsic value. Our currency, American currency even, used to be backed with silver and gold when we had the gold standard, when our constitutional silver was backed because of it had the metal content inside of it. A Walking Liberty 50-cent piece had 50 cents of silver inside of it. So when you went to the store and spent that 50-cent piece, you were giving that store clerk 50 cents of actual value. But the gold standard got discontinued, and now our money is being pumped into a system that's operated off of debt. So when you have dollar bills, you're not really rich. You don't really have money. You have a promissory note that the government's saying or telling you that that dollar is worth that amount. But if you look at our actual scale or actual value in America, usdebtclock.org, we're $24 trillion in debt. So that $1 million really can only purchase, a fraction of what it actually is intended to be. Silver and gold are universally timeless. It's time. It's like a time capsule. If you bought gold back in the day or silver back in the day, that coin still has the metal content inside of it. So if I would have bought 100 ounces of silver back in the day and I have that same 100 ounces now, I would still be just as wealthy in silver form. But the fiat currency, let's say it costed X amount of, $1,000 to buy it, the fiat currency retail value of that 100 ounces would have extremely, extremely devalued over the time that I would sell it to this day. I'll put it in other terms. So a 50-cent Walking Liberty half dollar could buy you a gallon of gas back in the day. Today, that 50-cent Walking Liberty half dollar can still buy you a gallon of gas. Back in the day, it was the face value of that 50 cents that could buy you the gallon. The 50 cents that quarter or that half dollar, is intended to be at face value. Today, that same Walking Liberty half dollar could buy me a gallon of gas, not from its face value, but from the metal content inside of it. If I took that Walking Liberty and went to the pawn shop or coin shop, sold it for $7 or $8, then I could buy my gallon of gas. So that's showing how silver is timeless compared to the dollar deflating. 50 cents can't even get you a fraction of a gallon of gas nowadays because the dollar has lost its purchasing power. So if you keep your money in fiat currency, your money is literally burning. Gold and silver are like putting your money into a time capsule. You're preserving your wealth. So people who have gold and silver are literally more wealthy than anyone else in the world. Most people do invest into other assets like stocks, bonds, options markets, futures contracts, ETFs, exchange traded funds, but that's still based off of a fiat currency type of system. So that really still is just as bad as having your money in dollars. So those people don't even really own as much money as that digit on the screen says. Physical bullion, I always know how much I have. A 1 ounce silver coin will always have 1 ounce of silver in it, which has always been valuable and always will. We need silver more and more in society than ever. The technological era that we're advancing in is blowing people's minds on the robots and AI and the way these smartphones are and gadgets and electric cars. We're going into a society that everything's technologically advanced, and we need silver for that. Because why? Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. So we need silver more and more and more in these electronics, in this technology. So the demand is there. The industries, these corporations, these big business, they need the silver so their technology can perform at a price that, customers, consumers are willing to pay. Because if we didn't have silver, then we would have to use another metal that doesn't perform as well, and we would have to shoot the price up. Our gadgets, our electronics, our laptops would be way more expensive if it wasn't for silver, because nothing performs the way that silver does for as cheap as it is. So silver, I also want to talk about this though. So a lot of people look at silver and put the stigma, they attach it to the dollar value. Spot price, a 1 ounce silver coin is worth $17. That's not true. Silver is extremely undervalued, and silver is a lot more valuable than $17. If you knew how much an ounce of silver, benefited or was used in technology, you would see that that $17 is his pennies compared to its real value. Silver has a lot more potential. Even if you own one silver eagle, 1 ounce of silver, you're wealthier than most people in the world, because most people don't even have an ounce of silver. So silver stackers, people that have been investing, that understand the bigger picture, are in a very, very comfortable and safe seat. It's like a safety net, comparing it, or regarding to hyperinflation. The whole point is to try to protect yourself from hyperinflation, the dollar that's collapsing. In these other third world countries, their dollar, and not even all third world countries, their dollar is so worthless. It's lost so much of its purchasing power that they carry their money in trash bags, and they weigh their money on the cash registers because it would take too long to count all those dollar bills out. It's like a dollar, a US dollar, having the purchasing power, the buying power of a penny. So if you wanted to buy a gallon of gas, you'd have to put hundreds, if not thousands, of these dollars out and count them. What they do is they weigh their money because it's quicker. They burn their money. It's useless. It's literally useless. And that's the way that the dollar is heading, even in America, the richest country. And it's going to happen sooner than later, and there's no solution. So I hope you guys understand the urgent, situation that we are in, and it's a reality. A lot of people will say I'm putting on my tinfoil hat, but I'm not. Go to usdebtclock.org. I'll link it in in the description of this video. Check that out. Look how fast we are pumping out dollars to be, putting it in a system that's replacing it with debt. We're trying to get ourselves out of debt by using more debt. It's like trying to pay off a credit card by using another credit card. That's literally what we're doing. Our money is virtually nothing. It's worthless. The only real money is precious metals. That's the physical asset of gold and silver. I hope you guys understand this, and I hope you guys also can, see where I'm coming from, because this is something that I'm really passionate about, because I don't want you guys to miss the boat, or to just, be skeptical and put it off until it's too late. You don't want to be one of those people, especially if you know about this information and you still don't take action. Then you're going to kick yourself in the butt later. You don't want to be one of those people. Take control of your future right now, because the end game, the end goal, the end result is financial freedom. Right now, we finally see silver hitting early signs that it can. The time is coming. I just made a video talking about silver's time is coming. You can go check that out. But it really is. There's early signs. The Fed are cutting rates. Stock market volatility is bottoming. There's no money in that. Real estate, the economy's at a place where it's all leading to precious metals. It's like the perfect storm is finally brewing for gold and silver to hit the spotlight. And I do want to, I want media to cover it in the sense that I am, because when they talk about precious metals, they only talk about silver's bear market, or maybe something about gold, but it's not to the extent that really shows what its true value is, or its true potential. If these big news companies or media, or even people that would write articles or blogs, would mention systematically where our dollar is, and also the solution or the alternative, which could be precious metals, then this would allow people to accept it and to understand. A lot of people just don't want to accept or admit the state of the economy we're in, because if they admit it, then they have to accept that this is actually happening and something is going to change. Something big has to change. Gold and silver isn't the answer, but it is an alternative to protect yourself from the problem, from the issue. And that's where I'm really pushing you guys to take charge of your future, because if you're keeping your money in a bank account, if you have $100,000 in your bank account, in 10, 20 years from now, that $100,000 isn't going to be able to buy you a fraction of what it could today, because the dollar is deflating. It's losing its value. It's losing its purchasing power. So if you put that money into precious metals in 10, 20, 30 years from now, you'll be able to sell that gold and silver, and for much more money, it's going to be able to allow you to purchase the same type of value stuff you can today from a future standpoint, from a futuristic standpoint, and from a futuristic currency or measured value of currency. So it's preserving your money in a time capsule as the dollar burns. I hope you guys understand this. I really want to thank you guys for tuning in, for watching these videos, for supporting them, for liking and subscribing, because this is stuff that people need to know. And the longer that it gets pushed under the rug, the longer that people are blinded by this false information, the worse it's going to get, and the worse people are off. I love when I hear all these comments, people saying that they got into silver stacking from me, or that I was able to help start their stacking journey and taught them from a beginner level, because I make my videos for beginners. If you go in the description, I show you where to buy silver from for the cheapest prices. Modern Coin Mart has daily deals every single day. I post links. Bullion has a 10-ounce starter kit. You can get 10 ounces of silver at spot price, which is literally the best price in the world. You will not find that anywhere else. It's only one per household, but take advantage. 10 ounces of silver is a lot of silver to get at spot price, so you're already wealthier than most people in the world just from that. So there's solutions that you can be taking. I just want people to finally take that next jump. Obviously you do need to have, some stability behind you. You don't want to be spending your last $20 bill on an ounce of silver and then you can't get to work tomorrow. You don't want to be that, but you definitely want to be building a foundation, because your future is everything. If you want to know what your future is or what your future looks like, look at your present actions. That's going to play out. That's going to determine, your future. So I really hope that you guys are taking charge and starting to understand and realize and see the bigger picture. We see gold breaking past $1,500. It held past that $1,400 resistance for so long. It finally broke past. People are starting to talk about it. It's driving people into the world of precious metals, which is a beautiful thing, because it's definitely time. We see silver $17. Hopefully people will start catching on and seeing that there actually is real money to be made. Not just a couple pennies to each spot, to each, each 1 ounce coin you buy or sell or whatever, but real money to be made. And silver is the real money. Intrinsic value is something that has value within itself. Cryptocurrency doesn't really have that value, but there is beneficial properties to cryptocurrency. Stock markets doesn't really have that value, but there is beneficial aspects to those companies that you're investing in. But silver and gold is rock solid, no pun intended, is value, and it has, it holds its weight. And I hope you guys understand that. Anyways, I'm curious what you guys think about this topic. I'm curious what you guys have to say. Do you guys invest in silver? And if you don't, why don't you? Or are you thinking about it? If you do want to put a safe place to buy silver from without worrying if it's fake or not, check out the link in the description. I post all my Modern Coin Mart listings. There's daily deals. There's places you can get them for cheap. I also have beginner tutorial videos, silver stacking for beginners, what's the best stacking strategy. I really do try to break it down for anyone who doesn't even know what silver is or how to invest into it, can learn quickly and start buying safely as well. So I try to make my content for that, because I know a lot of new people do come to my channel, and I want you guys to feel comfortable and safe to start this journey, and it is life changing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. I post daily videos. I'm actually posting 2 to 3 videos a day nowadays. So if you love the world of precious metals and you want to stay in tune, then keep watching my channel. Subscribe. Check out other channels. There's other amazing channels out there: Silver Fortune, Salivate Metals, Shadow Stack. There's so many good channels out there nowadays, and I definitely think you guys are going to have just as much fun as I do watching all this stuff. The silver stacking community is extremely supportive, and it's incredible. There's giveaways, there's unboxings, there's shout outs, there's all. So thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys soon. Peace.